Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. I'm Gerry. Joining me today, I have Max and I have Terry. And for those of you listening via podcast, Terry has been not very subtly showing us his Everton mug that he's drinking some sort of hot liquid out of, and I'm just like I'm convinced he's making me jealous. That's what's going on. Oh, it's an even bigger. One side he's got an Everton badge, and on the other side, oh, there it is. It's enormous. Yes. So it's guys, good to see you as always. So Bournemouth preview, guys. We should discuss this. They're currently 12th in the table, right below us on goal diff, because they have 27 points as well. They're 8-3-10. Something that sticks out immediately is they don't draw often. It's either win or loss, and I see that kind of thing, and that's indicative of teams that really just get after it. You know, they're not settling for draws. They're actively trying to score. And I think if you've watched their team this season, yeah, you buy that. The recent results, they lost 1-3 to Brighton in the FA Cup. Before that, they drew 3-3 with Watford, and they lost 4-1 to United. And then the window opened, and they paid a scandalous amount for Solanke. Is a lot. A lot for a guy who hasn't scored a lot of goals in the league. So, guys, some initial thoughts. Terry, if you want to start us off, and then we'll talk possible starters and whatnot.
Yeah, a good team, Bournemouth. I like Bournemouth. They remind me a lot. Now, this is going to sound weird, but not so much in style or like the way they play, but in sort of composition and how they've been built and how they're set up. They remind me a lot of the early David Moyes Everton. And David Moyes' Everton, especially at the beginning, were very compact, very organised, very well drilled. Whereas Bournemouth are not like that. They're very expansive, they're very attacking, they're very fast. But the way Eddie Howe's gone about building that team is similar to the way David Moyes went about building his early Everton team. He's found some players who they weren't Hollywood players, but he's found a perfect role for them. Everyone in that team, whether they're a player he's developed, whether he's a player he's found from abroad who no one was aware of, or it's a player who was on the English football scrap heap, for example, they've all got a clear identity in their team, and they all know what everyone else's identity is too, and that's their biggest strength. It's not that their players, player for player, are better than some of the teams they beat. It's just their collective strength helps them, and we know for better than most that they never say die. We always, every time we look like we're going to beat Bournemouth, they always pull a last minute goal out, or maybe even two. It's frustrating every time we play them, and they always give us a brilliant game for the neutral, but not for us. So gotta respect Bournemouth. I mean, they've, like you say, they lose a lot of games because they're always going after it. They don't manage the games out very well, but they never back down for anyone, and I think we're in for another tough game.
Yeah. Something I forgot to mention, Klein, they brought in on loan. Right back again from the team that should not be named.
Well, at least Solanke's injured, he can't start and score the obligatory debut goal against Everton, which would have been nailed on if he was able. Can't start straight away due to injury, so we've spared that.
So he can't come in and he can't play at all?
No, I think I don't know the extent of the injury, but he can't start straight away. Apparently, he can't even. He's carrying a small injury, which I think was one of the reasons put Crystal Palace off. Maybe he wouldn't have went anyway, but no, I believe he can't start. He's a few matches away from being fit, so the debut goal that he would have got has been postponed.
Yeah, that's because that was stuff like that is usually gonna happen. Max, what are your thoughts on Bournemouth, man?
I think this season more than any, obviously after the first few seasons in the Premier League, I think we're starting to see the best of Bournemouth and best under Eddie Howe. I think the players that he has now are starting to play the style of football that Eddie Howe gets complimented for. I think in the past, a lot's been he gets ranted and raved about. I know he was heavily linked with replacing Arsene Wenger when he went, but now I can start to understand why, because when they do play attacking and forward, when it's on show, it is some really good football, and I do think now they have got the players that can implement that. I've been a big fan of that young David Brooks. I think he's a player that we should keep our eye on, really, because he's young and he's turning him consistently at the top level. Obviously, there's big news about Callum Wilson as well. Was it a £50 million bid? Has it been lodged at all, or is that just a rumour?
See, I thought it was rumours.
Yeah,
surely.
It was a Sky Sports rumour that if Chelsea can't get Higuain, then they'd be willing to spend 50 million on Wilson. That was the headline, whether it's true or not. But even if it is,
yeah, for a player that's done both his cruciate ligaments, I don't think that's an accurate sum. But we should go into this game looking to do them over. I know we bottled it last when we played them away. We went 2-0 up and didn't hold on to it. But after that frustrating performance against Lincoln and not the best result in the league, the home game, we should be looking to make Goodison a fortress again. In the last 4, obviously they haven't won in the last 4, and I think they've conceded something like 15 in those 4. And if our attacking players don't turn up and have a good day, when will they ever?
Yeah, the way to play. There's a specific strategy to play against Everton these days, which is bunker back, get compact, transition. And that's the way. That's what everybody's been doing. I don't know if Bournemouth's really going to do that. That's the thing. It seems like they've stuck to their style of play usually. And I feel like I mentioned before, a team that has drawn only 3 times this season, they don't do a lot of bunkering back. That's just not their way. And that actually could be good for us, to be honest with you. I think we've played better against teams that almost don't over-respect us.
Yeah.
because slamming into that wall and just whipping crosses in from the flanks over and over and over again, only for the center backs to just clear them out every time. We get it again, cross it in, rinse, repeat, over and over again. I feel like this could be a little different, which is good. I think we'll actually see a more entertaining football match, to be honest with you. When you said a good game for the neutral, Terry, yeah, I think it would be. I think it usually is when we play them. Possible starters. Begovic, who is still hanging in there. He'll probably be starting. I think we could see Klein slot in at right back. Cook, Ake, Chase Daniels, Brooks, the kid you were talking about, Max, Sermon and Lerma in the middle. Fraser, who I've heard that maybe Fraser is having some injury issues. I'm assuming he's going to play, but I know there was some doubt about him. And then Wilson and King. Dangerman, Brooks, Fraser, Wilson and King.
Yeah.
Because Solanke's injured.
Fraser's got the same amount of assists as Eden Hazard, hasn't he? So that you mentioned that he coming into the game with injury problems. That's probably a blessing for us, if anything.
Yeah, let's hope he has.
Yeah, he's created just a ridiculous amount of scoring opportunities for them this season. I remember when we played them at Bournemouth, I felt like every time he got the ball, he was difficult to keep track of, and he constantly was finding players on these diagonal runs. Yeah. I mean, he's a good little player. Hey, everybody. Quick update. As far as Bournemouth is concerned and injuries, apparently Fraser, King, and Wilson are all going to be kind of put through the rigors before the game. There are injury concerns. So that's a thing. So maybe all of them are available or maybe none of them. We don't know yet. So yeah. And this is as of Friday. Okay, there you go. On with the show. We have to do some predicting. So, who wants to start? Give their
2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 win.
2-1 win for Terry.
Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I said 2-1 the other day, and I'm sticking with my guns. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as people are making out. Hopefully we're on our guard properly.
And I'm going to be Mr. Pessimistic and say a 1-1 draw.
Wouldn't surprise you.
See, that's what I mean. You know, right now I'm just kind of like stepping back and saying, Everton, prove it to me. But yeah, so we got 2-1, 2-1, 1-1 from, Donnie Downer over here. So I guess that's it. We are going to be talking about Everton's possible starting 11. We're going to try to predict what Marco's going to do. Good luck with that. It's proven to be difficult as of late. But we're going to do our best. So stay tuned for that segment. But in the meantime, if you're digging the videos, please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. We're well over 1420 on the subs count right now. Yeah, got a little roll going. It's nice. So thank you, folks. Also, look for Terry on the Liverpool Echo fan jury. I believe, didn't you just tweet out a link recently where your stuff's out there? Like really recently, like maybe today-ish?
Yeah, it was this morning. So when this goes out, yesterday.
Yeah. So yesterday, look at Terry's Twitter for something that went out yesterday. Hey, and also keep an eye on Max's Twitter. He'll show you where he's showing up, but he always has work on the Toffee Blues website where he drops his Everton knowledge like it's hot. I'm 40. Ha ha! All right, let's go on to the next segment, gentlemen. I'll get me coat and bye.